Welcome to another What Is It Wednesday video. Right back there is something that was created by a glacier long ago and is actually discovered by coal miners. Curious as to what it is? Well, all you need to do is come along with me for my latest What Is It Wednesday video. Welcome to Archibald State Park, located here in the border of Archibald and Einan, Pennsylvania. And this park is home to one rather famous and rather unique item, and it is right over here. Believe it or not, this is home to the world's largest pothole. Yes, Pennsylvania is known for the potholes, and the largest one is right here, and it has its own dedicated state park. I have been here before a number of years ago. I never made a video here, but I figured this would be a great What Is It Wednesday video. So we'll share some of the information about it and give you some unique views, showing you what it's like down inside. I'll read this out for you, but you are welcome to pause and read it for yourself. But it says, discovery of the pothole, discovery and preservation. The miner fired a blast, and when the outpouring of stones and water from the hole came rushing through, the miners called out a cry of alarm and ran from the mine. In 1887, dedication ceremony. The Lackawanna Historical Society invited local citizens and geologic scholars to visit and learn about the now emptied and enclosed pothole. They thought the earth had collapsed. Miners working a seam of coal 45 feet underground had unknowingly uncorked the 800 to 1,000 tons of smooth, round, and oval stones that filled this pothole. Since that day of discovery in 1884, the Archibald pothole has received considerable attention. Landowner Colonel C.B. Hackley spent $500 to build a wall and fence around the pothole, and geologists completed to explain how it had formed. Over the years, the Lackawanna Historical Society, Lackawanna County, and since 1961, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have helped with preservation. And it says, protection from senseless vandalism has been difficult despite the pothole's geological significance. The geology of the pothole is a fine case of a well-known phenomenon called glacial pothole. Formation about 20,000 years ago, a powerful, whirling mixture of frigid glacial water, sand and stones wore away solid rock, forming this pothole. And for the many theories, at the pothole's discovery, geologists proposed that it was carved by a waterfall falling through a crevasse or a crack in the glacier. Many modern geologists still support this original theory. A recent addition to this hypothesis places a lake on top of the glacier as a long-term water supply for the waterfall. Other geologists propose that there is no waterfall, and they argue that a large, fast-moving stream under the glacier supplied the swirling water that created the pothole. Melted ice carrying abrasive sand and stones created this glacial pothole. Comparisons confirm that this is a world-class glacial pothole. From bottom to top, it measures 38 feet, and at one place, it is 42 by 24 feet in diameter. Now, aside from this information board, I will provide some links down below if you do want to read up additional details about this location. And they do have a concrete walking path going around it. There's a few benches to sit on. Obviously, it is fenced off, but there is a viewing platform that allows you to kind of stand out over it, looking down into it. Now, the one thing I did learn during research is that this location has been subject to questionable activity for a period of time, which I believe has been under control. But there was a big hit in visitors coming here when this was first discovered and became a state park. It was really well known, lots and lots of visitors, and it was a great place to come see this natural phenomenon. But for a period of time, though, there was vandals coming here, tossing in everything from parking meters to trash bags full of garbage and other things down in the pothole, and obviously it has to get cleaned out. Aside from that, there is also described as lewd behavior of individuals coming here doing some, let's just say, explicit activities, and resulted in many arrests by police. And again, that's going back in the early 2000s, I believe, or the 90s. So the area has been transformed. It's cleaner again, it's safe again, and it's a place worth coming to document and check out for yourself if you are in the area. So walking around the perimeter, you can see it's just nothing more than just a vertical shaft pretty much. Now looking at the perimeter of it, we do see 3 of the 4 sides at least do have, oh, there's a little chipmunk. 3 of the 4 sides do have some stone hand-laid walls, most likely for retention. But from here you can't see down inside, but let's get up on top and peer down. All right, here's our first glimpse down into the pothole. And as you could probably tell, this is actually giving me the heebie-jeebies, it's kind of tiered off. So there's like a level there, then a level down there, and there's actually some trash I do see. People are still throwing garbage down there. So 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 levels to the very bottom. So it is a good depth. I'm guessing somewhere down there would have been the drift tunnel that the miners were working through when they blasted and opened this up and all the water and stone came pouring through. So I'm guessing that's probably been sealed up so no one climbs down there and goes through the mine shafts and mine tunnels, but that's where they were working though, right down there. I am currently filming with my 360 camera and you are attached to my 10-footer. I'm gonna extend you guys all the way out and give you a unique view flying into the hole. All right, here's your view coming up on the platform. We're gonna rise up in the air by the trees and pray I don't drop this as I lower you guys down into the hole. Down, down you go. And gonna get you down, reaching as far as I can. And that's one unique look, and I'm holding this pole ever so tightly with my hand not to let go. And as you're down here, as I pan around, you can see just the different levels and tiers and stonework, and even underneath the platform for that. I figure this would be a one-of-a-kind unique look. The only other way to recreate this is by flying your drone inside of it. And I thought about doing that, but if the drone, for any reason, was to lose signal or hit something and crash down inside, well, I'd either have to break the law and climb down there and get it, or it would be down there for someone else to grab and become theirs. So it wasn't worth the risk to me. But bring it back out, raise you back up, and that is one heck of a look. As I spin you around here, you'll be able to see that's a heck of a shot, if I do say so myself. Also being here beginning of October, foliage is changing here. You can see a lot of different colors presently. And peak foliage, I'd imagine, is just a few weeks away. And of course, all the leaves above are gonna fall down just like we see down there and call the world's largest pothole their final resting place. But a lot of great colors today. Now, aside from this camera that I'm filming on right now, I did break out my OG camera, my Panasonic VX981. This is what I used to film with long ago on my channel before I got the DJI products and the 360 camera. So technology has come a long way, but I've hung on to this camera for a couple reasons, mainly because it has an incredible zoom. So I'm hoping to use the zoom on it and get you some close-up detailed shots of the perimeter and down in the hole. I'm actually afraid my glasses are gonna fall off, so I'm gonna put them right on the side here. And there's random cars coming and going. I don't wanna know why they're here. Not gonna ask, not gonna pay attention to them. The only problem with a 360 camera like this is that you can't really zoom in all that far or close. I hear that chipmunk scurrying around. So it's great for wide angle views, but if we wanna get a close detail shot down below, we're gonna use this. So we'll start out at the top here and just kind of work our way down inside. Now these stone retention walls, obviously they are man-made. They weren't here when the hole was first discovered. I'm guessing they were put in to help with retention and to make a solid flat platform on the top here. But the wall itself is probably fairly old. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, when some work was being done to secure this location. Now looking down the first tier or terrace, as you want to call it, it's sloping downwards, so any significant rain or even snowfall is going to eventually make its way to the bottom, because gravity obviously is going to take it down to the lowest point. A lot of foliage growing in down there too, and I'm sure they do kind of maintain it when necessary so it doesn't obstruct the views. And then we go down to the second terrace, and that one has me interested, I should say, because it looks like there's a little bit of an undercut area. And it's hard to see because of the brush and foliage, but it looks like there is an area where it may go back further than we can see. As the exposure adjusts right there, you could see there's an area a little bit further back, almost like a little small cave or tunnel. Could just be an optical illusion though. And of course, trash. Why wouldn't there be? And then come down to terrace number 3. A lot of nature's carpet down there, leaves, and then finally the bottom floor of it, if you want to call it. Now we are standing over an overhang, so we can't see the true full bottom, but pretty close. You can also see maybe another undercut area there, which maybe was where the mine entered into this. I don't know the location of that. And as I zoom out, back out on top. Now, I do find it a bit humorous that Pennsylvania is known for the horrible roads. I despise driving in Pennsylvania, but it only makes sense that Pennsylvania is home to the world's largest pothole right here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So it kind of is fitting that we have the worst roads and we have the largest pothole ever to exist. I will say, you know, I do drive around for different videos, and getting just on the other side of the border, like say New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the roads are so much better compared to here. And some of the best roads I've driven on are down in Tennessee and West Virginia. It's like butter down there. So Pennsylvania, beautiful state, tons of history, lots to see and do, but your car takes a beating from the horrible roads and potholes. And some people say, oh, I've driven through potholes bigger than that, because some of them do get pretty large. And winter time is usually the best time to drive, because when they plow the roads, the potholes get filled in with snow. So for a brief period of time, we get some pretty smooth roads when it does snow. I figured this would be a great What Is It Wednesday video. Wanted to show it to you in a way that maybe you've never seen it before with that camera and with this one. But if you're ever passing through on Route 6 or just by Einan, not too far from Dixon City, Carbondale's up there. So it's right here, easy access, plenty of parking, it's free. Again, cars come and go. I don't know what they're doing, I don't really care. But if you mind your business, come here, take some pictures, and that chipmunk is making his way around the border there. It is a neat thing to check out, especially if you're into natural geological features like this. And it's especially interesting to me because it was discovered by coal miners. But if you have any additional details you'd like to share, obviously the comment section is for you guys. And don't forget, check the links down below if you want to get more details on what was taking place here so long ago. But that was my look here at Archibald Pothole State Park, a unique location for a What Is It Wednesday video. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.